What do you think?
I think we're dead meat. Real dead meat.
You're dead meat!
Go ahead and laugh, you guys. If I ever find a little bastards that did this, they're dead meat.
Hey everybody, welcome to What's Your Favorite Scary Movie, the show where I talk to people about their favorite scary movie. Today, my guest is Kathryn Newton, star of the upcoming Freaky by Universal and Blumhouse. Hey Kathryn.
Hello. Hi everyone. Freaky right here.
Yeah, Freaky with Vince Vaughn. We watched it a few nights ago. So much fun. Really loved it. Big fan of Christopher Landon's work for Happy Death Day.
Me too. I'm a big fan too. We worked together on Paranormal Activity 4. So I was so excited to get to work with him again because he's like the king of this genre. He knows what he's doing with these horror films. And I think he gets scarier every time. So I know whatever he does after Freaky is going to be like 10 times scarier.
What I really liked was I love Happy Death Day. I think it's an amazing horror comedy. But I remember when it was announced as PG-13, I was like, oh no. It was still great regardless. Freaky was R and it leaned into that R.
He was like, it's R. We're not backing down from that. And I'm really happy it's R too, because it is rated R, but you've seen it. Like, it's rated R because of the scares and the kill. The kills are also just exciting because, you know, the bad guys die. And so it's like you're rooting for the butcher the whole time.
As someone whose job it is to look at kills in horror movies, I can say that Freaky has some very, very good ones. I was surprised at the extent of the gore that was in there.
Good. I know, right? It was really cool to use a chainsaw. That was pretty fun.
Was it like a real chainsaw or did it just have the chain removed or?
No, I used a bunch of chainsaws. I used a real one with a real chain and that was scary. And I used one with a rubber chain and all of the above.
Oh, look at me, I'm Leatherface!
It's funny because I'm such a dork in real life and like I'm just lame, you know, like a grandma. And so when I got to use the chainsaw, I forget what I look like, covered in blood. Yeah. And like, I'm like, hi guys, having my coffee. And like, Vince is like, you look awesome. And so it's so fun being on set when you're covered in blood. You just forget what you look like. And I think I was pretty scary at the time.
Yeah, I've been there. I've had to drive home from a set just drenched in blood and just hope that I didn't get pulled over.
Did you just leave it on? You just wanted to have blood on your face?
Yeah, it was like an outdoor shoot. So there wasn't any, shower or anything to use. So I just had to get home. And also, I think I was driving with expired plates at the time. And I was just like, please don't get pulled over.
Oh, no, come on!
They would have let you go if you had been pulled over, for sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's the funny part about these movies, right? Like, they're very technical. Like that kill when I was using the chainsaw, the guy with the blood had to point it in the right direction so it hit my face the right way every time. And we only had like 3 takes of it because of this and that. You know, it's just everyone's on 100% ready to go.
So obviously you're a fan of horror movies. One of your earliest roles was Paranormal Activity 4, another, huge horror movie. I love that series. You said that your favorite horror movie, or one of them at least, was Jennifer's Body from 2009.
Yeah, Jennifer's Body was, I think, one of the first horror films I ever saw, for real, on the big screen. I'm a scaredy cat. And I had like a group of friends and we used to go to all the horror films at like midnight. So we went to Jennifer's Body like the day it opened in a group, holding hands, being scared, and I'm just the biggest scaredy cat.
So yeah, that's why it means so much to you, is because it's one of those earliest experiences with the genre?
Yes, it is. And it's also, I was obsessed with the style of it. I loved how it looked. Jennifer's dress in the end and the names, Needy Lazinski or something. Amanda is so Millie in it. She's like Millie and Jennifer's like the butcher. There's a lot of similarities in that regard. And also Diablo Cody, the writer, the lines in that movie are absolutely iconic.
Yeah, it's so weird. I rewatched that movie pretty recently, actually, and it feels like such a time capsule to 2009.
That's exactly what I mean by the style. It looked like the times we were in.
Yeah, because Diablo Cody, like you mentioned, wrote it right after Juno, which was a huge deal. She won an Oscar for it, and it has that same kind of snappy dialogue. And I think that's actually one of the reasons why the movie Jennifer's Body didn't do as well at the box office as it could have, because it was kind of marketed weird, because it has this weird blend of horror and comedy that I don't think everyone expected going into it.
Yeah, I read that. I read an article recently about why it's iconic now, or like why it's considered a classic now.
Jen, it'll change your number. 8675309.
the tonal blend of it, like how it's not just a strict horror movie. The humor was something that appealed to you?
Right. It was so funny. So I could actually keep my eyes open through most of it. You know, I only had it wasn't one of those movies. It's not like Friday the 13th or like Halloween or even Paranormal Activity where like it stuck with you when you came home. It wasn't like that. It was more of like an allegory. And that's what I kind of feel about Freaky. Like, I don't think it's about a butcher becoming a girl. I think it's about a girl discovering how powerful she is and believing in herself. And it's also, Freaky is also like what you're saying, it's like a time capsule. It's like a reflection of the times that we're in today. And if you see it right now, the jokes that are made and the things that we make fun of all the cliches and the tropes, and we're breaking those boundaries. And when the first time I watched like Freaky Friday, I mean, that movie blew my mind, right? It stuck with me. Still one of my favorite movies. And when the first time I watched Freaky, it kind of felt like that. Like, it was easy to watch, it was fun, and it made me feel really happy as well as get really scared. I just hope that people watch it and it sticks with them, like how Freaky did for me, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I have been thinking about the movie since watching it, just because you're right, it was so fun to watch, and both you and Vince give amazing performances. Like, your switch between the two characters is so well done, both of you.
Well, we worked on that, you know? It's like those TikToks, those body switch TikToks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why we weren't doing that, but we killed it. He totally copied my mannerisms. He totally copied my run. I don't know if I can be insulted by that or not, but it is, I guess I run with my hands up like that. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it worked very well. Do you have a favorite scene from Jennifer's Body? One that's like really stuck with you ever since that first viewing when you saw it in theaters?
I think one of my favorite scenes is when she's walking down the hallway and she is like the demon Jennifer now. It's iconic. And I love how powerful she is in it. And that's one of my favorite scenes. What's your favorite scene?
I love all the scenes with Adam Brody because he's so good as like that sleazy musician who's also, like we said, the time capsule portion, the band that he's the frontman of, they're not really the same types of bands you see nowadays. It's like that emo kind of, who are somewhat making a comeback, but it feels very 2009. And yeah, he's just so nasty. And I love Adam Brody in other things, but in that movie, he's such a despicable guy when he's taking Jennifer into the van after the fire at the concert. And it's just like, yeah, you can see how the movie's an allegory in some ways for like date rape and those kind of topics, but dealing with it in a way that's...
He dies in the movie, right?
In like a post-credit scene, yeah.
But like, that's what the other thing I love is that the bad guys die. And in Freaky, all the bad guys die too. Rooting for the kill. You're rooting for it. And I think Jennifer's Body kind of does that too.
That's the thing, is it's very enjoyable to watch a horror movie that can make you laugh, and when the kills happen, you're also like kind of cheering for it.
I wish I could talk to you and like ask you what your favorite freaky, scary, like best scare was for you. Like, did you get scared at all? Because I think it's kind of funny. I think the movie's kind of like, it's scary, but I was laughing. But I guess because I made the movie. When I was with my friends watching it, they were seriously scared. And I was like, I'm the one who's scared. I'm the scaredy cat. And they were the ones jumping, and like, it was so funny.
I'll say that I'm a difficult person to scare just because, you know, I live with horror every day. I did laugh a lot, so I found it very funny. But like I mentioned earlier, the kills did get a visceral reaction out of me. Even though I've seen a lot, there was at least one kill, but I think even more, where I was like, oh, like a physical reaction to it. So 2 thumbs up for that.
Thank you. You can thank Chris Landon for that, actually.
Oh, I will.
Disgusting. I love him so much because everything that he wanted, I understood. And like, when you're on a horror film, there's so many options, there's so many ways you can go, but I always just felt like I could give him what he wanted. Like, the script is the movie. Everything came off the page seamlessly. And so to have someone like him at the front of it, I don't know what works without, like, I have an idea of what I could do, but having someone who really knows the movie they're making is so helpful because I was just able to be free.
I went to the Happy Death Day to You premiere, or a screening of it, and I got a chance to talk to a lot of the cast and crew. Every single person just like said the same thing, that he's such a good like captain of the ship, if you will, just guiding the whole production process and knows exactly what he wants and is such a nice guy to be around. And I spoke to him too, and he seemed great.
He's such a nice guy. Yeah. It was a dream like come true to get to work with him again, and the whole Blumhouse team once again. Like, I want to do all my movies with them. I would love to.
You'll have a fan base ready and very excited to watch you because horror fans, we're very loyal.
They are diehard fans. I'm on a show called Supernatural, and being on that show didn't just change my life like professionally because I learned so much from the cast, but the fandom. They're like a family.
Yeah, especially the Supernatural fans.
I appreciate it and I respect the fandom, and I'm like grateful to be a part of it. And I really think that if you are a horror fan or a Supernatural fan, you're gonna love this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like candy. I relate everything to food. You relate everything to horror films. I relate everything to snacks.
Oh, you're so salty.
When I talk to people about their favorite scary movies, I like to have them try to stump me with a trivia question about them. Now, I've done some reading on Jennifer's Body, but I haven't done like full scale, research into it. So let's see what you got.
I'm gonna have you play a game. Are you ready?
Oh, okay, Jigsaw.
And it is going, Jigsaw. Oh my gosh, you must really like horror films.
It is my job, yeah.
Okay, you have to fill in the blank, okay?
Okay. Oh God. Is this gonna be some Diablo Cody dialogue?
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to know these, okay? So, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
You're blank, 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 and you can't even admit it to yourself.
Oh man, it's something about being jealous, right?
Maybe.
Oh no hints? Okay. Your lime green jello.
You got it!
Yes.
Most iconic line. You're lime green jello and you can't even admit it. There's some really iconic lines in that movie.
She can fly.
She's just hovering. It's not that impressive. God, do you have to undermine everything that I do?
Yeah, I like that it's a movie about a succubus, which isn't really covered that much in horror movies. There's a segment in VHS and I think Death by Temptation, but like just the female demon who feeds on, like seduces and feeds on men. You don't see that often. And I also really like that Jennifer's Body was directed by Karen Kusama. Women directors haven't done a ton of horror movies, and I always like to see that perspective.
Right, me too. I just like the power she has in taking all the guys. She's like, I'm gonna kill your boyfriend. I'm gonna like eat your boyfriend.
Chip is looking really cute to me lately.
I thought you only murdered boys. I go both ways.
Yeah.
It's ahead of the times. That was in 2009, and they're already doing that.
And even their relationship is kind of, it's a little sapphic there. They kind of like get into each other.
Yeah, they do. And that, I bet it was really eye-opening for a lot of people in the audience just watching it, seeing it on a movie screen.
And I don't want to spoil anything, but Freaky also has a scene where while watching, I was like, this is great. I love seeing this. Yeah, it definitely, I think, will make some people think and maybe realign their perspectives on things.
And isn't it funny, like watching Jennifer's Body or speaking of Freaky, like what we're talking about in that scene that we're talking about, it just feels like it's supposed to be there. Like it doesn't feel like forced or like it's pushing an agenda or at all. We're just telling a truthful story. Like no one was thinking about that on set, what it was going to do. It was just funny. It was made sense for the movie.
I talk about that all the time. I like movies that have messages where they just come out naturally. It never helps anyone when you like kind of force it in unnaturally, but Freaky just has a lot of moments where it just flows naturally and it doesn't interrupt the laughs or the scares. It's great.
Thank you.
Kathryn, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I really appreciate it.
That was really cool. Thank you for having me. I want to go watch Jennifer's Body again now.
Yeah, you should. It holds up and is definitely worth a watch. As is Freaky, which comes out Friday the 13th in November, starring Kathryn Newton and Vince Vaughn. Very funny movie. I highly recommend it.
You better watch it or I'll have to come take all your snacks. So.
Okay, I thought that was going to be a much more severe threat.
That's like the next horror film I want to see. It's not a killer. It's just someone who steals all your snacks. See, that's horrifying to me.
Directorial debut, maybe.
Yes, I think so. Well,
there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kathryn.
Bye.
Bye.